Well, hello all. Here we are in California in a heat wave. Another heat wave that happens during the summer. But we're not the only ones that are boiling to death. Pretty much the whole planet, at least the northern half of the hemisphere, is on fire, and definitely we're seeing global temperatures that we've never seen before in recorded history. Nor have we seen it in the past 2, 3, 4,000 years ago. It never got this hot, not even close. Let's go over and look at the board and see what we see. Who's going through all this horrible heat? The countries with the highest temperatures on record are Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Paris, France, the UK, and a whole lot more. Let's take a look at this map. As we're looking at the heat map, we're seeing the temperatures around the globe are climbing ever higher. We're also seeing that the North Pole is completely above freezing. That's not good. All that heat is going into the oceans, both north and south poles, and warming things up from the bottom up as far as ice is concerned. The ice is melting from the water and not as much through the air. Also, Greenland is quite warm. All around the edges, the top part is below freezing, so that's important. But let me show you some NASA figures right here. We're seeing what the temperature records have been in the past. As you can see, we're far higher up than we've ever been before in recorded history. Now, let's look at another map. This is another NASA map of the fires around the northern hemisphere. As we see, most of Russia, Alaska, and Canada are now on fire, more closer to reaching up into the north, up into the pole region. That is not good. All that smoke is going to end up on the ice, and it will cause the sun to melt it faster from the top down. So we have melting from the top and the bottom. So yesterday, the House of Representatives here in the U.S. voted to spend a huge amount of money. What do you think they voted for? Like planting trees, building massive greenhouses so that we can grow our food indoors and return the land to the wild, or possibly health care for all. Whoops, there goes the old bell. The beans need stirring. Possibly the House Dems would vote to house the poor, feed the poor, something like that. But no, they voted for something else. Let's go to the board and look at it, because you guys are going to be sickened by it. Yep, the House approved $1.48 trillion for the Pentagon to go fight war. But this doesn't even include the VA. So add even more to spending on the VA to take care of the soldiers that come back from war. $1.48 trillion. Now, I have said for years that the Democrats and the Republicans are one and the same. Well, they seem to be switching positions. The Republicans voted 65 yes, 132 no's. The Democrats voted 219 yeses, including, and 16 no's. Independent voted 0. Had no yes votes and 1 no vote. You know, we could have found so many other uses for this money. And in the past videos, we've talked about the Pentagon wastefulness and how we're spreading military violence all over the planet. $1.48+ trillion on the military spending. Do humans deserve to live spending that kind of money killing each other? What does that tell you? You know, I know that people love to think of how great humans are. And I would like to think the same thing, but you know, facts are facts, and we're just not seeing that. We're not seeing universal health care, or switching over to a vegetarian vegan diet, or driving our vehicles to where the point that there's no more pollution, or taking our own steps in changing our diet and what we put in our mouth. No, we just keep going down the same road, military spending. That makes the U.S. military spending about 2/3 of all federal spending is spent on the military. No longer is it spent on education, health care, retirement, any of that. It's all about the military-industrial complex and how quickly the Democrats are being bought off to look just like Republicans, or even worse than. But you know something? Humans will go and vote for Democrats again, and Republicans. And they'll ignore the ones that are obvious, the independents, the ones that don't vote for military spending at all. Well, we really could have spent that money in so many different ways. Education, paying off student debt. Just think of all the things. Fixing the water and the air pollution and the water pollution here in the U.S. So many things. But yet we go and we spend it on killing others because the U.S. is becoming so paranoid against everyone else. That's just pathetic. That's why I never vote for Democrats. I try to look positive towards them, but then they pull this kind of thing. No way. I'll stay an independent and I'll vote for progressive candidates and F everyone else. Just forget it. If you're voting for the military, I have no interest in you. I appreciate all the ups and the downs and the new subscribers on a very busy weekend coming up. And until next time, keep cool.